What's going on, everyone? My name is Sherwin, and behind me we have two of Tesla's rear-wheel drive, Cybertruck rear-wheel drive, and Model 3 standard rear-wheel drive. But in this video, this is what we're going to be checking out. I have a separate video for this, so go check out the channel and look for that one as well. So, right off the bat, what you're gonna notice is these black emblems. They are now black. And the thing with this is, in the Model Y Juniper version, they actually removed the Tesla logo on the hood. I wish they would have removed it from the Model 3 as well, but they kept it on there. But that's one of the things you're gonna notice, although I don't think it's exclusive to the Model 3 standard, these blacked out emblems. I think they are now coming that way. Even in the premium, they do come with it. Also in the rear, the Tesla is also in black. So this is the standard edition that they recently announced. But look at the wheels. These are the wheel covers. It does have a way to access the valve if you need to add air into it. These come with the Hankook Ventus 235, 45, 18s. This still has the glass roof. Now, I'm not gonna go over too much on the differences between standard and premium. There are plenty of videos on that. But what I wanna do in this video is actually drive it and get the feel of it. Now, this also comes with the front cameras. Not just in the standard, but also in the premium Model 3s 2026. So shout out to my friend Kiko. He watches the channel. He shared with me that they just took delivery of a 2026 Model 3 premium rear-wheel drive, and he was surprised that it came with a camera. So congratulations not only on the Model 3, the new one, but also congratulations on having the front camera. So we're gonna go ahead and go inside. And another difference here are the seats. So the seats are partly vegan leather and also this cloth material, similar to what the Cybertruck has, but this one, unlike the Cybertruck rear-wheel drive, it's like a half and half. So with the Cybertruck rear-wheel drive, a lot of the seats are this cloth material. This still has a good amount of vegan leather. Let's go inside. Okay, so I was able to drive it from its original location to next to the Cybertruck, and the initial impressions, right off the bat, what I don't like is the seat controls, because there are no more of those physical buttons on the side of the seats. So you have to use the screen to adjust, and there is the adjust seat buttons right here. It's a shortcut. And this is how you now have to adjust your front seats. So I thought I could adjust the seats values or positions with the scroll wheel, but what happens when you hit the scroll wheel, it actually moves the highlighted arrows. I don't know if you could tell, but yeah. So when you find the setting you want to adjust, you actually press on the left and right. So right is to increase it and left is to decrease it. I mean, it's okay, but I know you're not going to be adjusting your seats when you're driving, but there are times that you want to adjust your seats when you're driving to maybe get more comfortable or maybe bring yourself more forward. I mean, there are times that I do adjust my seats when driving, and I think this is a little bit more cumbersome, in my opinion. Whereas if the controllers still existed on the side of the seat, it's much quicker access, and I think it's less of a distraction. But yes, this still has the glass roof. But I think there's really not much changes between premium and standard for the Model 3. But if you compare to the Model Y, they did remove a lot of features from Model Y Premium to the Model Y Standard. But let's go ahead and just adjust myself here and we're gonna go for a drive. All right, being in Southern California, we are in a warm weather today, so hopefully the vents aren't too loud. But here we go. We are going for our, well, not first, but second drive. Let me try to turn down these fans. So no ventilated seats. Man. So this also, they brought back the turn signal stocks. So thank you, I guess. I didn't really mind it as much, but I'd rather have the consistency through all their vehicles because we are multiple Tesla owners. And so I appreciate the consistency because if ever I have to jump between cars, muscle memory just gets the best of me. But right off the bat, let's try to turn down the fans. The cabin noise is not bad. I mean, it's still fairly quiet. We're gonna hop on the freeway and see how this feels. This is a rear wheel drive. It's not a dual motor, but I think it's plenty good. Here we go, getting on the on-ramp. Oh, it has a good pickup. I mean, when you're hitting that 25 to 30 mile an hour, it still doesn't let off. This continued to remain to have a pretty good pickup. It's no long range, it's no dual motor, and it's no performance. But being that it's just a rear wheel drive, if you haven't driven a Tesla before, you're gonna be satisfied. And even if you did, as long as you understand that it is a rear wheel drive Model 3, then you know it's like, yeah, it's a nice pickup. At 60 miles an hour, I accelerate and oops. But yeah, it has a pretty good acceleration still at 60 miles an hour. You could still accelerate pretty well. Good enough for you to change lanes or overtake other vehicles. Yeah, cabin noise. It's not as quiet as my premium Juniper dual motor. Definitely not as quiet as Model X or Rivian R1S. Cybertruck, it's hard to compare because we have all-terrain tires and the road noise on those things are, you can hear them. Suspension-wise, I think it feels similar to my 2022 Model Y Performance. It's a little bit more on the stiffer side. This doesn't have the frequency adjustments as they do in the premium versions, but I think it's good enough. Now, Model 3 is lower to the ground, so you may feel the ride a lot more. But as far as, oh, it's a standard trim, the suspension's worse. I'm not gonna say it's worse, but I can sort of tell the difference. But it's not, I think worse is too harsh of a word. I think it's good enough. Good enough. I think it's an improvement from what they had before, or just a close similarity, but more towards the improvement side. I'm gonna exit here. So we drove on the freeway for a few miles, and man, I like it. It's a Tesla. It's just because it's a standard trim level, like you're not missing out on majority of the experience of driving a Tesla. Now this does have FSD capability, so you're not going to miss out on that for an additional cost of is it $8,000 if you want to buy it outright, or $99 monthly subscription. At least you have that option even on the standard trim. Now I did a video about my thoughts on the standard trim packages. If you haven't checked out that video, go check it out. But essentially what I'm saying is, even with the lower price point, you're not missing out on the main experience of driving a Tesla. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons why they couldn't lower the price more, because many people online are saying like, yeah, it's not, the price is not low enough. And majority of the people saying that are existing Tesla owners. I'd love to hear what non-Tesla owners feel about that price point, because I really think it's a good price. Let's say you're right on the border of being able to afford a Model 3, but you just can't. Dropping the price for a few $1,000s can be a big deal to certain buyers. I think it's about $19 if you finance it. It's about $19 per $1,000 that you finance. So if this was like $2,000 to $3,000 cheaper than your premium rear wheel drive, that's like $40 to $60 monthly savings on your payment. And it may sound like it's not a lot to you, but to many people that is a substantial amount that will let them know whether or not they could afford those payments. So I think it's a good thing that Tesla has provided this trim level at a lower cost. So we are now driving on the streets, and I think it's fine. The suspension, this was one of the things that I was like really curious about. You know, being for Tesla to lower the price, they had to work on that suspension. And to me, I really don't see much of a difference. I don't daily drive a Model 3, so let's go ahead and turn into this neighborhood. I want to pull over and try to get FSD enabled so I can try it out. All right, we're gonna go and make sure that autopilot FSD is enabled, because you can't change these modes unless you are parked. All right, we're gonna go ahead and enable FSD, and we're gonna get going.
In 500 feet, turn right onto Auburn Way.
Okay, I don't like that. Okay, I had to pull over again. I don't like that voice. So what you do is you go here under settings. I almost forgot, so I had to pull over, and I didn't want to drive while fiddling around with these settings. But yeah, here, mute that thing. All right, let's get going again. So FSD should not feel too much difference with my Model Y Juniper. There isn't missing features if you get the standard trim level versus the premium trim level. FSD will have the same functionality regardless of the trim level. What makes a difference is your hardware version. So these come with hardware 4, like with all recent Teslas. So the Cybertruck has it, the new Model S and X has it, Juniper and Model 3 Refresh or Highland will have hardware 4. I am feeling the roads a little bit bumpier on this street, but yeah, here we go. This is going to be an unprotected left turn. Let's see how it handles it. But braking wise and everything, it's pretty smooth. We are on standard FSD mode. You can switch it to chill, standard, or hurry. Nice. Good job, good job. Okay. Not too bad. We're not gonna, I told it not to hop on the freeway. We're just gonna stay on the streets. The freeway with FSD for the most part is a little bit simpler, so to speak. But with street driving in FSD, there's more obstacles, more objects, like more vehicles around you. So that's why we're gonna stay on the street. Now, I'm not a big FSD user until I got my Model Y Juniper. Like, I'm starting to be convinced. And one of the reasons why I'm not a big FSD user is because I love to drive. I love driving. I didn't buy a Tesla for it to drive me. That's why I don't use FSD as much. But since getting the Juniper and since experiencing the more recent updates, it's like making me a believer. It's actually really good. With the exception of the Cybertruck V13 Hardware 4 FSD. The Cybertruck needs a lot of improvements, a lot, but I guess that's good that, you know, little changes here and there on the Cybertruck is like a huge difference because it really does need a lot of work. But with the Model 3 and the Model Y, Hardware 4 anyways, my goodness, it's really good. And I can't wait for V14 to be released because I've been hearing some good stuff about it. So right now we are going over this bridge. Underneath us was the freeway that we were just on. So far with FSD, it's been pretty smooth, very similar to the experience I have with the Model Y Juniper. The reason why I'm comparing it to the Juniper is because that is my daily driver. I don't daily drive a Model 3. But I did get this car. It was given to me at a high state of charge. I don't believe these are LFP batteries, and I think that would have even made this car better with LFP batteries, especially if these are targeting first-time Tesla buyers. One of the advantages of having an LFP battery, you could charge to 100% and still not have a level of degradation than you would with the other battery types. And so if you're not accustomed to driving EVs and your mindset is like, well, my gas, when I fill it up, I really do fill it up to full. With LFP batteries, you could have that same mentality where you could just charge to 100% every time. And actually, it's better to charge to 100% with LFP batteries. So I'm not sure why Tesla didn't go that route. Maybe to cut cost, I don't know. But from checking out on the internet, this is the same battery that the premium versions have with less cells. This is, I believe, a 69.4.5 kilowatt hour size battery. I see what you did there. This driving so far is really good. I don't think you're gonna miss out on much as far as like just the experience, right? Like just an everyday vehicle, comparing it to like the premium Model 3. Sure, there are things that you are missing from the premium, but in terms of just being a practical car for the price difference, I don't think you're gonna be missing much. I mean, one of the biggest things you're gonna miss out on is the rear screen. And honestly, like, I have kids, all our cars have the rear screen. And even before, I had gotten some aftermarket rear screens for the vehicle, and they don't use it. Our old minivans had screens back there, and what ends up happening is my kids just have their own device. They have their iPads or their cell phones, and they use that. So it's not really a big deal. Oh, it doesn't come with a rear screen or anything. It's not really that of a big deal, at least from our experience. I'm just sharing with you all. I don't think it's much of a difference, so you're not gonna really miss out on that. I mean, the ventilated seats to me is a big deal, because once I gotten a taste of it, it's kind of like, man, And especially if you live in areas like Southern California where the weather is just summer all year round pretty much, you may miss that. If your other vehicles have it, or if you've experienced it, you may look for that. Is it something that you want to pay more for? Like if you're on the borderline between standard and premium, I mean, that's really up to you. For me, I would say it is. This also doesn't have the usual TPMS. To me, that's a big deal. Again, it's one of those like creature comforts that once you experience it, it's kind of like, man, I kind of like that. So, and the cool thing with these Teslas is it tells you, oh, I can't even swipe. I can't swipe on the bottom screen where you could see the PSI. I'm gonna look at that when we pull over. But yeah, each tire has a PSI reading, and we have, I mentioned this in the other video, but we have a Kia for our business vehicle. It does have TPMS, but it doesn't tell you which tire is low on air. And I think that's a huge convenience, a huge feature, especially if you drive your vehicles a lot and the tire pressure becomes, it changes more frequently, because if you're driving it a lot. But yeah, I mean, what else is there like that's big of a difference? I mean, I don't know. I think this is a really good deal. I mean, sure, I wish it was cheaper, sure. But again, it opens up, it lowers the entry, the price point for now, making it affordable to more people. More people will have access to it. And this could be the gateway, right? This could be the gateway that gets people into Tesla because of that lower price point. And the next time they get a new vehicle and they consider a Tesla, they're gonna go to a higher trim level. I think. I would think so. You always want to get something higher, right? But I think this is a good price point for what you're getting into the ecosystem. It's kind of like getting the iPhone, what is it, the iPhone SE. It's still pretty expensive, right? Like, man, but it gets you into that Apple ecosystem. If you've never experienced it, it's like an introductory experience without paying the high price, the high cost. So that's my opinion on the standard trim level. I was gonna turn on the radio. Oops, there is no radio antenna here. So if you love listening to the radio, you're not gonna get it on this one. I guess there's apps on your phone that lets you tune in to local radio stations. I haven't figured that out yet, but yeah, no radio antenna. But when we do pull over, we're gonna go and check out. I'm gonna pair my phone with Bluetooth and see what the sound system is. Okay, so I connected my Bluetooth. Here is my settings for the audio. I try to remember what my usual settings are. And of course, the official test for sound system according to Jeeves is A Milli by Lil Wayne. Obviously I can't play that music or else I'll get demonetized or whatever, but sick. Yeah, my drop sick. Fuck you, Tesla. Man, the system is amazing. This is not supposed to have a subwoofer, guys. It's not supposed to have a complete system. And Rivian, I got premium audio on my Rivian Gen 2 and it does not sound like this. This is the standard Model 3. Oh man. I'm sad, guys. I'm sad. I am really, as a Rivian owner and Tesla owner, man, how? Why? Y'all, if you're in the market for rear-wheel drive Model 3, standard or premium, with the less speakers and all that, you're not gonna be disappointed. Stock stereo systems from non-EV, like old school, this is a lot better. Rivian premium audio, this is a lot better. Holy, I'm not even over exaggerating. Go to a dealership and test drive it once it becomes available. Put a million, man. Oh man, I don't know. Oh man. Rivian, please. Rivian! All right, so I was on my way back to bring back the car, and when I heard that system, I had to keep driving. And I didn't want to record that part so I could just get even more of just immersed of the experience. Here it is. Model 3 standard rear wheel drive. My goodness. Don't sleep. Don't sleep on this trim level. I myself did. Then this is the first time I've driven a rear wheel drive and a standard trim level at that. My goodness. Don't sleep, y'all. If you haven't experienced a Tesla, this is a great gateway to do so at a lower cost. Just my opinion. I mean, sure, if you jump into the premium, it's more expensive and you get more stuff. But what you get for this standard, you're getting a lot. And I think that is exactly why the price isn't what many people feel should be lower, because it's still a great experience. If I was in the market for one, not for me, but for my son, because he's gonna be driving soon, like this is a consideration. I just don't know if I want to buy him this kind of car as a first car. But man, whew, wow. If you are curious, go check out the nearest Tesla dealership, and they are coming in. Go and do a demo drive. You're gonna like it. I like it. And if you are going to get one, please consider using my referral link. I have that in the video description below. We both get something out of it, and I appreciate that. But that's it. Oh my gosh. But that's it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, please like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Get on the comments. Let me know what you think. If you test drove one, let me know what you think. Do you agree with me? Woo, man. Oh, I'm excited. This thing is nice. Good job, Tesla. All right, y'all. See you on the next one.